You have to be anyway. Okay, man.
Oh my goodness, already. It is 18 minutes past 8 a.m. Time to step into the entertainment side of life in the grapevine on the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. We love music and you know we love life. It is Ayokunmi Kiki Rekmo right here with you. And we are going to be talking about what's been going on in the world of entertainment. All the gist, gossip, everything right here. We'll spill all the tea. We'll shatter all the tables where necessary. I think tables will be shattered today. I just have the feeling. I could be wrong, but I have the feeling that tables.
Suspect I know who will do that.
Right, right. Anyway, join us on YouTube, join us on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0911 999 0911 You can join us on YouTube. We're streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can leave your comments there as well. We always love to read from you. All right, joining me to take a look at the stories and give their thoughts and break the tables also in the studio with me right here. Oris in the building. Oris, good morning to you.
Good morning, I said earlier, not breaking. We don't know who is going to be responsible for that particular violent action. And we are going to introduce him next.
Well, the other person joining us this morning, the one, the only, my main man, James Silas.
Yeah. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, everybody, wherever you're listening from, especially those of you that have been listening to us since day one. I think you have somebody there who has that. Okay, that looks like Oris. How are you, Oris?
So, I'm saying, there's only one violent man in this virtually, and that's James. That's James Silas.
It's just braggadocio. That's all. There's nothing there. That's all that it is.
Looks like I hurt your feelings.
As always, we're fired.
Talking about firing, let us fire on as we get into the nitty-gritty of the conversation. Tayo already on WhatsApp said that he's not riding on horseback today, but he's surfing down to the group. Tayo, let your horse work now. Come on, don't be like that. All right, let's head over to the stories here and let's talk about leg massages. Yes, leg massages are in vogue right now. I really would not mind a leg massage at this point in time. Really, I heard it's soothing. Is what I heard. What I heard. Anyway, there's a video circulating widely on social media showing Senator Adams Oshiomhole aboard a private jet with a woman, and this has continued to generate a lot of reactions and public speculation. It was a short clip, and it showed Oshiomhole seated facing a lady, and he was seen massaging her leg while both passengers were having a conversation. Now, I'm pretty sure that you must have seen this video at different points in time. You out there listening to us right now. Now, there have been claims that the woman was his wife, Lara Fortes, the Cape Verdean beauty, and all that. But digging and investigation has been done, and the woman apparently is a South African influencer and adult content creator in the person of Alishan Dagma. Well, after all that happened and all the back and forth, the trolling and the comments and everything, the senator came out to say that no, it was AI, artificial intelligence. Now, the interesting thing is AI responded on social media and said, please, oh, face your senator. I didn't realize AI is throwing jabs back now. But, gentlemen, I think I'll start with James. James, I don't think getting a leg massage and all that is bad. But I think one of the issues here is the standing of the individual in question. You know, a Senate 7 senator, the optics and all that. Or are we just making a big deal out of this?
Also, apart from the questions you just asked, I also feel like, the question again is, who recorded, who posted? Do you understand? Because if the senator, there's no way a video like that or even a position like that will not be scrutinized on social media, especially when it gets to social media, like who recorded, who posted it. And whatever he does with his life, actually, it's his business, it's really not our business, even with the private jet, with whatever. Of course, there's a question of the things that people are going through in the country, and then when you see your senator, largessing in a private jet and giving some random lady a foot massage, it begs the question like, what's going on here, But away from that, I feel like it's his personal life. Whatever he wants to do, he can do with his life. It's not commit an offense, But it's just that for our own society, the moral both moral, political, and however you put it, when it comes to our society, it looks questionable, Especially for a lady who is an adult content, you just know that Baba in his 70 what years is still active.
73 years.
So, but like I said, sometimes I wanted to question it already with that. Why are we talking about this guy? Because I really don't take a lot of our politicians seriously. I just know that some of them are doing worse than this, But yeah, it's just what it is. It's a shame. It's a shame to an extent, especially when we look at what we are going through in this country today. The people are dying. They're killing people. We are still struggling with how to protect lives and properties in this country. And then you see somebody on a private, first of all, fly a girl in, and then these are people that will never, even to their mom, give their moms foot massage, No disrespect intended, but yeah, we don't want to see it. Don't put it, however it got in social media, they should have done it in the first place. We don't care.
Oris, 73 and active. Baba is working. What?
I don't understand. What this is the angle. In any case, I think we are somewhat familiar with the average Nigerian elite, or let's say political elite, not particularly minding whatever output of what they do. I think that's really the story here. I don't know about the morality bit. We have to leave that for okay. The other thing we must remember: this man is a married man, at least far as we know, right? So yeah, so there's that whole thing about okay, you have a wife at home or wherever it is that she is, and you are certain adult content creators fit in a plane. Not great optics, but like I said, I think our politicians are aware that they can get away with anything. Nobody is calling for his recall from the city occupies. Nobody is saying that he's going to lose whatever standing he has in the political space. So I think that's the biggest, or rather that's the bigger issue here. Is that I don't know if it's a question of we becoming, what's the word now, inured to stuff like this. We really don't care. We just for jokes, or if it's really more of a question of what is happening on the level of politics. Like, okay, do they even care that we don't care? Or do they care that even if we care, do they care? You get? Elsewhere, this might be cause for some kind of reckoning in political spaces, because this is scandalous in a way, because you have your wife, we know what this person you are playing with does. There's also it's not so much of a serious issue. There's also the age gap, but that will not be a big problem in this case. It's just the fact that, morally speaking, it doesn't seem like a good look. Plus, again, the country is not in a particularly great space economically, and you are showing this. Like, again, who did the video? And you're showing this to the public, But Nigeria is not I don't know. We have sort of agreed within ourselves that people don't face any sort of reckoning as a particular tax bracket. So that's kind of for me, that's the major story here.
St. Fadjo says leg massage is a banger. And my concern, number one, who was recording? And number two, why was it brought online?
I think if you think about it from the perspective of this person, 624, in a private jet, this is pretty much the kind of content that women of our age are particularly fond of. Right.
He probably has a friend there, Abby, or PA.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I'm saying here that from our perspective, this is right content for the internet. And I think I saw a post later where she was saying that she's not the problem. Go and complain to your senator. Exactly. So which means that I suspect that this video was her idea. I don't think it is. And it's that I don't think he also permitted it, but I guess past a particular stage, I don't know what permissibility is what he was seeking. That particular whatever the idea is. So I'm sure that he will feel embarrassed now. But maybe at the time he was trying to do with how quickly it features.
I mean,
so quickly talk about AI and how these guys. I feel like AI was made for Nigerian politicians. Now, if you ask this guy, I would like to know if Baba knows the full meaning of AI. Now, apart from that,
so the man is informed, though.
Okay, it will be nice. But then, apart from that, you see that AI has become the quick, what's it called? Will take the fall anytime, any day. Because once you just
Yeah.
AI, well, it now left to you to either investigate to ascertain or not. But guess what? The elections are coming. A lot of things will still throw. I mean, I don't know. But plus AIO, plus Grok, plus everybody will be in trouble.
But speaking about this thing about the political elite looking for their scapegoats, and now it looks like AI is the scapegoat in this particular case. Remember in 2020, just after the thing at the incident at the Lekki Tollgate,
Yeah.
past in October, when there were videos from videos
Yeah.
showing violence, and at the time they were saying that it was that
They were doctored.
exactly. So I'm just saying that was the case. Then now we found it's AI. God knows what is going to come next.
God knows what's going to come next. Tali says AI did it before. It was the devil, then snakes, rats, monkeys, and such. Now it's AI. As per the recording, it looks like it was done with those intelligent glasses, like the AI meta glasses. So yeah, it is AI recorded with AI glasses. Privacy is now a burst.
There you go.
Moralski. Things are happening well. What I will say is that I don't know who is in better form, our senator or Lamine Yamal. I can't even say who's in better form right now, but hey, here we are. Right on, Baba, right on.
Well, I think Lamine is on. So this our guy on the
My goodness. Let's leave leg massages, even though it's on the cards. Get a leg massage today. It will make you feel a lot better. Let's talk about these issues going on between Funke Akindele, Kunle Afolayan. Even Omotola has come into the mix somehow. Well, Kunle Afolayan has addressed the massive backlash that he received over his shady statement, a statement to colleagues, including Funke Akindele.
Why is no, this is not fair. Why is this?
Why did you say it was shady? Yeah.
Don't say a statement. Who wrote this? Anyway, keep going, please.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we are in the loop as to what happened, but for those who actually are not particularly aware, when he said that he cannot dance to promote movies, there was name dropping, Funke's name came in. He then said that Funke called him unexpectedly, telling him to stop mentioning her name in interviews, and the whole shindig there back and forth. We've talked about this thing before about dancing to promote movies and everything. He said he can't. Funke says, well, that is my thing. It works for me. I can do it. The sky is big enough for everybody to to fly and to thrive as well. Now, Omotola Jolene Kennedy also said that she enjoys dancing, but will not do it as a compulsory tool to actually sell a film. So I don't know if that was supposed to be some sort of support for Kunle Afolayan's perspective, or that's also her own unique take on the matter as well. Oris, why this buhaha to start with?
No, I mean, I think for Motala, she was asked. As you can imagine, anybody who probably gets into some kind of media engagement over the next couple of weeks will be asked about this if you are in the film business. I do not know that you can avoid a question from a journalist or from a media person asking you that, okay, what do you think about this whole thing about dancing, movies, or getting billions at the cinemas, and according to Paul, not being able to like take a 10 billion profit. Which are all, by the way, if you are familiar with how movie works, these are all valid things to like come out into the public, to be fair. My own perspective was only being shady. I think to some extent it was original, but there is an underlying thing there. Producers will tell you that they don't think that it's entirely fair. That's what they work, they have to carry. Because okay, let me explain how. I mean, broadly speaking, anybody wants particular whatever, DM me. But let me explain how it works basically. So if you make a movie, and let's say this movie is 100 naira, that's what you raise. It splits in a certain way. So,
Okay.
Broadly speaking, the producer ideally should get between anywhere from say 30 or 25, depending, to 35%, sometimes 40%. That's for the producer. That's you who has showed up with the goods with the film. The exhibitor should get about 40%.
Okay.
The distributor should get like 15, and then there should be like tax of like 10 or 15%. So all of these things are all negotiable depending on who you are. Of course, if you are full time or doing people who actually are bringing the most money to the cinemas, they have like a better slice, a bigger slice. That's fine. But the issue here is that for many producers, they believe that percentages are not really in their favor. So once you go to the cinemas, initially you are supposed to get, I think, in your first week, it favors you. So maybe you will get 55% between you and between you and the distributor.
Just in the first week.
Yes, first week.
Okay.
So yes, depending on who you are. If you are Funke, you can get 55. If you are not Funke, you might get 50. So from the second week, things starts to change. Again, if you're Funke, you can still maintain your 55 for maybe 2 weeks, and then from then it starts to go to 50, 45, like that. As the movie stays longer at the cinemas.
Okay.
It tilts to the benefit of the exhibitors. That's the cinema chains. Anyway, so people complain that, you know what, it's not fair, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, but if you hear this perspective too from the distributors and from the exhibitors, they tell you that, you know what, it costs money to put those screens there. To maintain them is a lot of money. And even when you are not in the cinemas, ideally, the public should be playing. Anyway, everybody has a perspective on all of this. And so that's really what I think Kone was addressing, and not necessarily taking a jab at Funke. But then again, these people belong to the same industry, and according to him, they were friends in the past. So there's probably some kind of background story that nobody in this studio knows, you know. So it's also that there, you know, because I was thinking to myself that I don't think that her response needed to be as extreme as
it was.
Yeah, especially at least both publicly and him saying that he received a call from her where she was yelling at him. I don't think he needed to get to that level. According to him, so Tony, who is also the other person who's been mentioned, pretty much made the thing into a skit used to promote a movie. But Funke, of course, took it a lot of personal. I think part of the thing is when you are on top and looks like the only person on top, you have a certain persecution complex. Plus, we are in the era where victimhood is almost sexy.
Oh, right.
Exactly. So you show up to say, hey, I am a woman, I am doing this well, and the man is attacking me. In some ways, you get a lot of sympathy, you know. So I think she's also playing on that. I was like, I think you should be this angry about this thing, you know. Unless, of course, it's a background just that you don't know. But I just did not believe that it was necessary to be this. About the promoting stuff with movies, I think part of the problem with movies is that Hollywood is a very derivative space. People don't think necessarily about innovation. They think about it has worked in the past.
It should work again.
Some can mix, and if you've seen movies, I've seen all of them and seen ones. Some can mix, in a sense, and even the so-called short movies, in a way, and goofy movies. You know, this funny, silly kind of stuff that is, especially with Jennifer series and the Mogeto one. What that means is that selling those movies with dancing, I guess, with funny dancing, works for that particular genre. Plus, that's the person she's become.
Yeah.
Now, if you are doing like a serious movie, it seems a little bit ridiculous for you to dance to, I guess, sell those movies. But nobody's thinking about that. They're just thinking, oh, it works for Funke. This is what person is doing. Let me also get into it. Somebody needs to come up and say, guys, this should work for this particular genre. This should work for something else. But it's not an industry that really thinks heavily. To be honest, in fact, they don't have anything else. No, so because it worked for Funke and she made billions, somebody else wants to do it. So I think that's the real problem here. Until somebody else shows up and say, hey, you know what, the other methods that work.
Yeah,
we are going to be stuck with this ridiculous thing about dancing to sell movies because people are not thinking in the industry.
James, what's your own perspective on this matter?
I mean, Oris has really elaborated. However, as much as, yes, they dance a lot, I see that it looks like they dance, but I see what they try to do is create content, right? They create content to make people talk or people, because when you dance, I don't really know, I don't see the connection between your dancing on social media to me wanting to go and watch a movie. You know, so but because when you're not promoting music, do you understand? That's where I'm confused about it. But what I also see about the industry, and not generally anyway, is that they produce or create these movies without proper marketing plan. And you know, abroad, producer will do their work, but there's a marketing team or promotional team that will do the work of promotion. But here we hardly get that. You know, they put billboards, yes, but after that, not a lot is seen in terms of creativity of marketing for the movies. And the cinemas sort of ladens the producers to with the burden of going to promote their movies. Yeah, so we're going to showcase. That's what they do. They are there as showcase platforms. But after that, I don't see much that they do when it comes to supporting. Maybe they do, but
James, and the cinemas themselves now, it depends. So some people tell you that it is not the cinemas business, it is the distributors who should do the marketing.
That's what I'm saying.
The cinemas would have all of those smaller signs, around their counters and their halls, to kind of push people. But I hear that as a producer, you have to pay for that.
You see?
Which also makes them angry.
Yes. So this is the challenge. So they have to look for ways to get your attention on social media for you to probably go and see the movie, but it's a general problem that they need to deal with. We need to be more creative as per how we are pushing, because we come every day, you are dancing, and sometimes it's boring. And I don't think that Kunle Afolayan was trying, like always said, maybe initially he was just trying to be funny, but with the way Funke took it by calling him and shouting and saying, "Keep my name out your mouth," I just feel like, okay. Okay. So he decided to explain and let us know that no, he didn't mean any harm. He was just trying and his explanation was valid. But above all, I think I see everybody promoting something, even with this whole controversy that we have today.
Oh, you think it's a promo for them?
Kunle is also putting something. So
yes, it was. I think yes, Kunle's own comments came first at the premiere of his own new project for the new season.
So
that's available now. I think so. That's where that came from. But the other one came at a business conference. They did in Korea.
My brother has the same thing.
Alrighty, let's keep things moving. I should have asked you guys at the beginning your thoughts on the Grammys. I mean, I spoke to Iraba about this on Tuesday. Iraba had his own perspectives because there's some Grammy related matters that are on the table here. So before we dive into
big Grammy boy
into this one, let us get your perspectives on the Grammy. James, let me come to you first. I mean, what do you think about the Grammys overall, the Nigerian performances or non-performances, and the fallout of that? Because a lot has been said, oh, nepotism, the Grammys, they don't respect Nigerians. This one, that one.
Who's nepotism?
I've heard all sorts of things concerning this, to be honest.
The Grammy has been doing the Grammys. They've been the Grammys for the past how many years? Americans complain about the Grammys the same way the Nigerian artists complain about maybe the Headies and any other award. If it doesn't favor you, you have a problem with it. So the truth is that the Grammys have done what they have to do. And if Tyler has won that category, or if Nigerians did not win, it's not a do or die affair. You don't need to. Personally, I've always said it, that the awards accolades should not define or validate your greatness as an artist. I understand the place of disappointment when you think that you are going to win and you don't win. But look, let's keep it moving. I don't think that anything was rigged. I don't care if it was rigged. The Grammy is the Grammy. Do you understand? It's a Grammy. Finish.
Yeah. Look, I see all kinds of, I don't know, I just have to call them nonsense online. Just like people just don't understand how these things work. I mean, okay, first things first, let me say this. The biggest issue Nigerian Afrobeats is facing right now is that we have not had a single breakout crossover jam in almost 5 years. This is the biggest problem with that category. Nothing else. So I hear people overanalyze. No, that's not the issue. Look, the Grammys are not overthinking about the African categories. They don't care. The fact of the matter is that only happened because, of course, we are getting big in the US and in the UK. So they say, no, let's respect what the guys are doing by giving them a category. Plus the whole controversy about the world music category, let's have this because let's not forget, there's a ton of genres across the continent.
Yeah.
So what were they going to call it? They can't call it Afrobeats because that would look like it's only for Nigeria and Ghana. So they said, hey, African music performance, which is just like a way to say, okay, you know what, guys, if you're from the continent, you have this opportunity. And again, let's not forget that over the past few years, the Grammys, in my own view, have been, what's the word? Generous enough to give some of our biggest artists nominations in categories that normally would not get into. Same was nominated for R&B.
True.
How? Where this No, not this year. I think
Last year.
Last year.
Last year. When has that ever happened anywhere? That a person who is not American is getting. R&B is a typically American genre. You get, and they're putting our person there. We should be understand that that shows that they are coming to us with some kind of goodwill, or at least with what's it called, in good faith. You understand? Burna Boy had the same thing in the melodic rap category 2 years ago or so. I think with the song with 21 Savage. This shows that whatever it is you want to say about these guys, they are trying their best to bring everybody into the party. So in the year that we do not win, we have to understand that it's not because anybody is beefing anybody. It's just a simple case of, do you have a big song? Like I said, these guys have done this, but they're not taking it. They're not doing the nitty-gritty of trying to find, okay, this particular sound is what, this particular. No, that's not the case. The case is just, if you're a voter, who would you vote for? You vote for somebody you've heard. So I have voted in the Golden Globes before, and sometimes you can't see all that's available. What do you go with? You go with this. Okay, this person was in this particular magazine that I read. This is why they are one of those, what's it called? All of those magazines, by the way. Yeah. All of those media publications. So that's okay, you get familiar with people. So when you see the year that Burna Boy won his, in fact, for 2 years, Burna Boy was in practically all of the music magazines in the West, all of the big ones. You get? There's a reason why that is the case. So alongside, he also had like a big record. Plus, he did songs with people like them Coldplay, people that the voters, the academy knows, like 3 billion years, Angelique Kidjo, people like that.
And the cause,
is that. Yeah.
The cause as well.
The cost. You said
cause.
The cause.
The cause. Performances across the world.
Yes. So anyway, yes. Oh, tours. Okay, tours. Okay. So the point is, he does all of these things. The voters are aware of this person existing.
Yeah.
So that means in the music space, he has ticked it. In the PR space, he has ticked it. You get? Now, like I said, in about 5 years, there's not a single song, maybe minus Essence, then maybe the Rema song, Calm Down. Nigeria has not had a big song that has gone everywhere in like 5 years. It has not happened. Tyler has another song this year that next year, if he wins again, he cannot be surprised. What's that song? Chanel is a big song. Not a single Nigerian artist has anything close to anything that this guys have done.
And we also add, Oris, that Burna Boy's last album did not really do as great as.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's all part of this. It's all part of the story. So the point is, if your people do not have a big song, what exactly do you expect the voters who have their own thing to mind, or they have their American music to mind, to come and start voting for you? All they know is, they saw this babe on one magazine, they saw this person in this paper, they saw this person, they heard this song on the radio. People don't have the crossover song. You cannot win the Grammys, at least for this time being. Because they've also moved towards the idea, because they've also moved towards the idea of rewarding our pop music. Because back in the day, it was really the songs that were more, in quote, African, that used to get Grammy nominations. All them, Angelique Kidjo, the Tinari Wens, all of those guys, the Lady Smith, Black Mambas, the South African group. Now, our more poppy songs are getting attention. But if your song is not popular in the US, if you don't have a crossover jam, you are not in all of the major publications, these voters don't know you. You are not going to get voted. It is really that simple.
Right, James. Looking at what Oris has said in terms of what a Nigerian artist should have to be able to be considered. So what are they not doing right? If I can put it that way.
Let me tell you, I don't think it's about what they're not doing. Do you understand? You cannot do anything to influence the hands of the what's called the Grammy jury. Now, let me tell you what I wanted to add to what when he was talking, is the fact that if you do all of these things and you get noticed, you get a nomination. But you see, as far as that table of nominees is concerned, the award can go to anybody. Do you understand? There's a body of what's called jury members that will choose who they want at the end of the day. Yes, maybe visibility, they see you here, they've seen you here and there, or heard your music somehow, some way, they might vote for you to win, But let's not also forget the power of the distribution companies or the labels that you're also working with in America. Do you understand? So if we, in that category, we had like 3 Nigerians nominated, come on, that's a win already. Don't tell me. Like, it's not about winning the plaque itself. If you were nominated, but I can understand that someone like Davido, for instance, wanted to go there on that day and come back home with the plaque. But if it didn't happen, well, sorry, but being nominated at all, the fact that you were nominated, if not beans, I always say, run them.
No, but James, I think you must understand that, and I believe me, I totally am on Davido's side in this matter, only because in his generation, they think of them as the big three: Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. Of course, I am always of the opinion that everybody else has cheated to get the Grammy except Burna Boy, because I don't believe heavily in that Wizkid Grammy. But let's not get it. I'm serious. I would never ever take that one seriously.
Wizkid FC is coming.
And then, but I'm telling you that I don't think of that Wizkid Grammy as something serious. But for Davido, who is the third person in that particular, in the trinity of Nigerian pop music over the past 15 years, it means something that my peers and my rivals have this particular thing. Even if he did not care as a human being, he would care because the two of them have. That's just how human beings work.
Has Ronaldo
You
won
and I-
the World Cup?
You want what?
Ronaldo, has he won the World Cup?
Yes, but he cares about it. Why was he waiting to take the penalty the other day at the point? But anyway, let's not get to all of that. All I'm saying is that everybody who believes that they are great in a particular generation, if this particular thing is what is preventing them from being on the same seat with their peers, they would always feel it's just human nature. They'll feel bad about it. So I'm not saying, so I think that Davido, of course, wants the award, but I'm saying that the situation around him also makes him want it incredibly well. Because think about it, in 15 years or in 20 years, I'm thinking about, in quotes, a certain golden age of Nigerian pop music. They're going to remember these are the three big boys. They're going to, okay, what did they get? Oh, billions of streams, all of that is fine. You had like this big hit, whatever. Two things Davido doesn't have. One, he doesn't have a true crossover song in the US in the way that you would think of Last Laugh as Burna Boy's own, or even Ye, the Ye song, or you think of Essence as Wizkid. What exactly is Davido's own?
Even Rema has that.
Even Rema, exactly. Who is the fourth in the big four, you know? Even Rema has that, you get? Davido doesn't have a single song you say, hey, this is like your true crossover song. It was supposed to be Follow or If, but they never got to the level of Last or the level of Essence. It just did not happen. So he doesn't have a true crossover song. Then now, his two rivals also have the Grammys. You can think of Rema and the rest of them having time. They have like maybe another 10 years if they are what's the word? If they're as valuable as the big three now, they have another 10 years to go. So they have time. Davido's time. Pop music is a young man's game. How much time does he have to go to tick those boxes? So I'm saying now that I understand fully well if in his house he's like, so of course it's fine, but these things matter because they'll matter in 15 or 20 years. So that's why I understand Davido's angst about this particular thing called the Grammy. I get it fully.
Oris, we get it now, but this should also not define that Davido.
It will define. I'm telling you, bros, it will define. That's how it works.
So for that now, it should be sad for the rest of his life.
It's not about Fela. They are saying that Wizkid is superior to Fela because he has a Grammy. That's ridiculous.
That's stupid. I don't think that makes any sense. That's
no. Yes, it doesn't make sense. All I'm saying is, look, now he got they gave him posthumously. But my point is, these things matter at the end of the day. It might not matter to us now, but looking back, somebody's going to make the point about that. Okay, look, what exactly did you get when you were there? And I'm saying this is the reason why Davido's and, in my own view, is totally legitimate. I get it. I understand the feeling because it's human.
All right, man. Time has absolutely flown by. Okay, let me take your messages. A number of thoughts have come in here. This is Tony in the Lagos Metropolis who says, "Good morning, gentlemen. In a sense, society, Oshomole would have been recalled by his constituency. Oh, sorry, his name is not Natasha. If you know, you know.
Playing the game.
Okay, this is Landry from the abroad who says Roses also broke this down from another angle on Monday. Push to Start has 450 million views on Spotify. Davido's With You has 100 million, and Burna Boy's Love has 45 million. I get this is not the main criteria, but it supports your studio argument about how big the winning song actually was.
Yep, that's how it works.
That's the world we're living in right now. Tali says, guys, while I don't know the backstory and I'm not familiar with that industry, I'm in tech, and in my experience, I can tell you that women on top get a lot of grief just because they are up there, and women. Our society is patriarchal. So a woman on top has done a whole lot more than men at that same level. A behavior is considered ambitious in a guy, but in a woman, it's termed aggressive. Irrespective, we move.
I guess this is about the phone.
Yeah, about the phone. Yes. That's reaction to that. This is Victor who says, you can dance selling a comedy movie like Omogeto, but can't dance selling a movie like Ajanoko or some epic legendary movies like Lion.
Nothing to sell and just be like, what is happening here?
Doing leg work or something like that. No. Bam, bam, bam. This is from Tai, who says, Oris Oshobaba is from Edo, and he's using his legislative powers to serve Nigeria and foreign concerns.
What nonsense? Tayo, you're fired.
How did he find herself? Or is it for a campaign? Well, if you want a massage, not for.
Tayo, you know too much. You know too much.
He says, Kai Senate is around. Let's bring him to the studio after visiting his lawyers. I hope Pella has readied his horse and Egungun prepared his questions as the lifestyle interviewer of Africa. If Totodike can change towards Churchill, then there's hope for Oris. Ayo, James and Co. James will go hang in there like ceiling fan. Let me adjust this. Says Oris, don't be angry. AI wrote that statement. Then this is Ibukun says, hi guys, isn't Sensational a crossover hit?
Let me say this very clearly. There is not a single song right now that Chris Brown is going to release that is going to be a mainstream hit on the Grammy level. Yes.
I think we know why.
Exactly. Yes.
I think we know.
So no, actually, Sensational is not that huge. And I don't know, Sensational wasn't actually the Davido song. It's a Chris Brown song, by the way. I don't think that follows.
He could have done a Wizkid now.
Yes.
but
but it's not a song. It's a Chris Brown song.
Not just in that situation, it's a collaborative song. If Chris Brown or that would had gone to that song, both of them would have gotten that.
No, I think this is about what I was saying about what's it called? Whiskey having essence.
Like a big song. Yeah, okay.
Last. Yes. So this doesn't qualify at all because this is not a Davido song. This is a
right in that context.
That context, it doesn't work.
All right, man. We need to wrap it up on the show. It has been quite an interesting morning. Thank you guys so very much for being a part of this and sharing your thoughts on everything, the Grammys included. I needed to get your own perspectives on the matters. Always a pleasure having you on the show, Oris. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Always.
How can you prove this, Oris?
If you want to catch me, you can catch me online exclusively on what's it called? On X or Twitter as they call it. CATCHORIS. Catch Oris on X, and that's where I be.
I hope Whiskey FC won't catch you, Sha. Anyway, James.
I'm also in the studio. James Silas is James Silas.
I can't find him here.
Everywhere. Oris is live with AI again. Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Look for James Silas. If you find me, holla at me. Tell me you're from the Grapevine. I'll holla back. Peace.
All right, now, James, thank you so very much. And thank you all. Thank you for being a part of the show this morning, sharing your perspectives with us on the Grapevine. You are very much appreciated. My name is Ayokunmi Kekirepo. We'll be having a discussion at 9 o'clock on Lagos Talks. We'll be taking a look at the scourge of gambling. It has become a big problem, a bone in our throats at this point. So that will be our focus at 9 on Lagos Talks. Stay with us here on Smooth 98.1.
You cannot be saying gambling is a scourge when